Who's it waiting for, baby? We got Jimin, who the dance practice. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I had so much fun watching the music video because he's such a good performer and I just love the way that he dances. So let's go and break this one down. Don't forget to subscribe and let's go, baby. So this very beginning part is actually pretty important in the way that he establishes his character. Especially with how the lyrics are too. And I like how he actually switches off with each dancer here. Or at least with those two dancers, right? The heaviness of that. And I love how the chorus really gives that boy bandy pop star feel. It's just very smooth and it's really straightforward when it comes to doing the actual dance. So from the very intro, right, and then all the way to the chorus. So I actually want to talk about the very beginning, which is how he's walking up and how he interacts with those two dancers first. It might be intentional from what I see. The lyrics is talking about like, who is his heart waiting for, right? And he connects with these two dancers to have like these two small sections with them, and then he meets up with another group of dancers. It's probably intentional with the lyrics in the way that they actually choreographed and blocked it, so that when you actually watch this and you listen to the lyrics, it makes sense on why he did it in the first place. You know, we'll go through the intro real quick. So now this very beginning part where he's walking towards us and he's singing, or lip singing in this case, or however he's doing it in practice, he's establishing the character here. He's establishing how he wants to perform towards us and the audience. And if you listen to the lyrics, you know, it's about somebody, right? Like, who is it about for? So we get the first instance of the first dancers of, oh my god, I can't even talk because of him. We get the first instance of the dancer here, a little bit of a partner work, and then here's another one where he connects with another dancer. And then there's now a full 5-person formation here, and again the song talks about like, who is his heart waiting for. There's so many people in the world. With the way that they did it in the very beginning with those two girls, that's how he wants us to see what this song feels like, at least in this dance practice. Right. His textures here, super grounded. And so the reason why I said earlier that this choreo or the chorus in itself is actually very boy bandy is just the pose right here. I love this pose. It's just like, oh, I imagine him just being on that stage and really like the lights are super bright and he hits this pose. The mic stand is in front of him or the mic is in his hand, something like that. And then, you know, especially that outfit here. And there's a lot of parts where there are stopping points to a certain degree, but I think for the most part, the choreo in itself or the chorus keeps going with switch ups and textures, especially this part right here with the sways. So on the lyric, always, I did not hit those notes. I would just tell you right now, oh my god, I did not hit those notes. But what I'm saying is they match the way that he sings always by doing those hip swaying movements with the arms and or the hands, however you want to call it. And then always on my mind by having, you know, the hand on top of your head. And then here they actually exaggerate the bass when they hit the bass here after. And you see how there's a little bit of a reverb on how they stop here. I'm gonna play it again. I think I paused it at the wrong time, to be honest. That reverb right there, they really wanted to emphasize the bass and the heaviness of the bass. I really like that move. I think when I learned this, that was probably my favorite move as I was learning the chorus. My god. The spin. The way he spins is majestic as hell too. And I didn't point this out earlier because I didn't want to talk over it, but he actually hits these guitar strums in the back of the song. He emulates that as if you were like playing guitar. So I'm gonna point it out, or I'm just gonna play it again, maybe twice. Here. So it's guitar strums in the back, so I'm gonna go again. You know what? Why not? A third time? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to watch Jimin dance again. That's so dope, bro. It's very minimal, but you can really hear it. Love the way that he attacks that small section here. I know this is a small section. I kind of just want to go and make my comments on it. But I like how it's a switch up from the chorus here, and it's a little bit more aggressive with the way that they hit their pictures and as well as the textures. So it's more sharp, like tick, tick, tick. Until they get to the very end of that section where they actually really fill out the way that he sings that note. At the end of that section, I actually really like that effect in when he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the little partner work, and she pushes him away. I think the best part about this entire section is how they intertwine both of the formations without necessarily connecting them until at the end of the chorus. And the footwork and the way that he grooves in this entire section is the most satisfying thing. Who is it waiting for, baby? Anyway, I'm gonna go. I got too excited, bro. That's my fault. Anyway, we get to this section right here where he walks down to this formation where the girls are posing. And what I like that I'm going to point out is in the song, he counts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think all of the girls, except the fifth one, I think, hit a pose on those counts. Love that. Super. It's like a cool effect a little bit. And again, it's related to the song in a way, because the way that he sings the song in the lyrics, it's like, who's my heart waiting for? There's so many people out there. Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? And I think it might be intentional for this part right here. I'm gonna go a little bit further back. Like, so many people to see, and it's so like he's interacting with all these people, right? And I love this partner work right here because again, they're matching the way that he's actually singing this one note right here. And I think this part too, you have to be fully committed to the actual character, because I think if you're not really fully committed to the character, especially when you're doing partner work, it doesn't really translate as well as you think it might. So whenever it comes to partner work in dance, the character that's actually being presented within the choreography, and that could be anything, so it has to be full commitment, so that way it translates well. Otherwise, it's like, it's kind of awkward. Why is it kind of like that? Both Jimin and this dancer fully committed to this small partner section, which I really like. And then we move on to the chorus here, the second chorus, and what I really like is that they do it towards each other, right? A little bit. I know that the female dancers actually have a different part of the choreo here because they're just grooving here. They have a different set of choreo, while the guys are actually going to do the main choreography again for the second chorus. But I just like the fact that they do the two formations, have a little bit of a rotation, right? And they use that last part of the second chorus to finally connect. And I think what's cool here is the way that the guys slide to stage right, but for us it's going to be the left side of the video. And just pay attention to the way they just go and slide towards the left side of the video. It's like they just doing these poses, they slide, and it's like full commitment to how they want us to feel. You know, it wasn't set poses. It was just like, slide to the right however you want. And I think that's the fun part about this dance practice, is like not everybody is necessarily be doing exactly the same thing, or at least this dance from what I see, is not meant for everyone to just hit the clean pictures, hit this. It's about the character to really bring that out, especially when you're dancing around Jimin, right? Jimin has really strong stage presence, and I think a big part of that obviously is because he's an idol, and he's been doing this for a really long time. And I really like this part right here because it's very constant, right? It's just very groovy. With the footwork, it's also very bouncy. So I think if we go back to with this section right here, and I like how they switch up partners too. I just really like the footwork, honestly. I think that's the reason why I'm really rewinding this part. It's effortless, is what I'm trying to say. There we go. Shout out to all the dancers that were a part of this too, because they're killing it. Who's it waiting for, baby? I actually really like this section too, where he walks down essentially like a column of dancers, right? And some of the dancers are actually gonna catch up with the choreo. And again, I think this is very intentional with what the song lyrics are, because you notice that he's interacting with the female dancers, but each time he interacts with a female dancer, it's a different dancer. It's like, who's my heart waiting for? There's so many people out there. Yeah, I think it's intentional. That's all I'm saying. All right. Pop star energy, man. He's just so sick, bro. He's just too good. Walking, where you going? Where you going, baby? But he stays in character here, right before the everything. The way that they kill this off, the dramatic effect with Jimin doing that high note gives a great contrast for that last part. Freaking dude, he's so sick, bro. Stop it. So I'm gonna actually go over that last part and why it's so important of how he really keeps in character while he walks in the beginning, and also this part, it's really to give us that like, oh man, he's like that cool suave guy, right? And I actually want to talk about this really dramatic part right here. So here's the last combo of the song, right? And he's obviously singing that high note in the song. And what I like about this section is that while all the dancers are killing it off, doing the last combo, we got Jimin doing like a very dramatic effect of him singing that high note. So this is just imagining him doing that high note on stage with the mic and everything, right, as he performs. And what this type of effect gives us a contrast. I like to call this like a controlled chaos. So everyone is going off in the back, like the dancers are popping off, and then we got Jimin kind of just like doing almost he's not really doing nothing. It's more like he's performing it out instead of doing the choreo, and this gives us that contrast where the dancers popping off while the highlight is on Jimin. Controlled chaos. And I like how spaced out the formation is as well. They're not super condensed, and they don't look like they're, you know, they're trapped in like little mini box. I love how they fully extend a lot of their moves, especially for this last part. They really dance outside that invisible box that I like to talk about in my dance reviews, right? Like especially when they pose here, when they get up, they're really fully extending this arm. I know this is a weird, or it's kind of like a bad pause. Actually, this is not even a bad pause. Yeah, so it's like they're fully extending along with Jimin, and it's like he's just too good. Shout outs to him and the dancers, bro. They killed that shit. Jimin, what's up, baby? Y'all can tell I enjoyed breaking down this dance practice because Jimin is such a performer, and I love watching him dance. And this song, I wouldn't tell y'all right now, it was stuck in my head for 3 days at least. Love learning to dance too. So if y'all learned something from this dance practice, don't forget to subscribe. I'm out.